Our clinic provides the Salina community with a comprehensive spectrum of services delivered with compassion and sensitivity. We strive to create a partnership with our patients that promotes health and well-being in all phases of life. We care about our patients, we care about providing quality health care services, and we care about our community. Chances are you know many of us because Maori Clinic physicians live in Salina. We are coaches for youth sports teams and leaders for Boy Scouts and 4-H. We offer time, talent, and financial support to a variety of community events and charities. Our children attend school with your children. Our families attend worship services with your families. And we are proud to call Salina home. We have a vested interest in the success of this community, and we remain committed to an independent practice model that promotes our proud heritage and philosophy to provide quality medical care centered on the relationship between each patient and the physician of their choice. You have a choice for your medical care. Choose a doctor dedicated to the pursuit of excellence in healthcare services. Choose Maori Clinic.
What did that mean? Minor surgery? Not to me, it wasn't. I'm no risk taker. That's why I chose to have my surgery at Salina Regional. I wanted all the resources of a full-service hospital available to me. You know, just in case.
It's your choice where to go for surgery. Salina Regional Health Center, here for all your surgery needs.
The friendly staff at Salina Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Clinic, located at 523 South Santa Fe, are always welcoming new patients to serve in the areas of sports medicine, total joint care, and more. You can contact the office at 785-823-7213 or toll free at 1-866-406-4141.
Welcome, folks. This is week number 8 of Salina Access Friday Night Football, and we have the visiting Great Bend Panthers being hosted by Salina Central Mustangs. And Charles, as we talked before the game, this is a new coach for Great Bend. Bo Black went to Hayes, which is the bitter rival of Great Bend. Yeah. And Coach Crow, who was on staff last year as defensive coordinator, takes over as head coach. He went to high school at Great Bend and college at Hayes, and he likes to run a power run team, although with
high school at Garden City.
High school at Garden City, college at Hayes,
yeah.
Fort Hayes. And they run it what they call the Power IG, which is a power run game. But their 2-6 record would say that they're not a very powerful power run team.
And then as we noted from the beginning of the game, the coach said 3 players. A couple of them are seniors that he's missing.
And starters. He's got 4 players out, but 3 of them who are starters, and that can help you. And you're taking over a team for your first year, and he said a lot of the starters are first-year starters.
Yes, that's exactly what he said. So this may be a team that we look to maybe in the future, you think, rather than tonight?
Well, as we were walking off the field, we were talking about this, and you made that statement. And I've always said high school coaches should be judged like college coaches. You tell a college coach should need 4 years to get 4 recruiting classes in, get their weights conditioning program up and going, and to fully run their offense and defense, to finally see how well they're going to coach. High school's the same way. You need 4 years of kids going through your weights and conditioning, running the same offense and defense, so by the time they get to be junior seniors, you spend less time on teaching offense and defense and more time on execution.
That is correct. But will he have that time?
I hope so. as I mentioned to you, and I was talking to Coach Schumer out at the for Central, Bo Stoney, when he got in, Stoney was a young guy.
Yeah.
And when Randy got in at Hutch, he was a young guy.
Yeah.
You got to have some patience and work with them. I am personally predicting if Central plays like they should, and I expect them, that it won't be a close game even by halftime.
No, it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be at all. But we got to. It's played on the field, so we'll have to see it on the field.
Right, and I hope they're not looking past this team and looking forward to Newton coming in next week. But Great Bend still has some players, and Great Bend still hates the Salina schools.
Oh, yeah.
I was talking to my stepson today, and he goes, "Oh, I hate Great Bend." He still hates Great Bend, even from Salvation Army days. He said they were the dirtiest team I ever played against. Well, they were dirty when we played against them in high school, I remember.
Yeah.
And that was just the reputation they had. And that's you can't go anything about that.
That's it.
Because I was sitting there talking to some of the kids since then, and everyone outside of Central for South, Great Bend comes number 2 on their list of hates.
Yeah, that is a very true statement.
But they've had some great coaches there, and the coach that was there before, Coach Black, he actually graduated in '78, the same year from Great Bend. So we ended up playing against him. I can't remember his name right now to save my life, but he remembered some of the names from in my years.
Wow.
And he goes, "Wow, that takes us back quite a ways." I said, "Yeah, it does." I said, but I told him we age like fine wine. He goes, "I'll accept that."
That's good.
Well, folks, I'm looking for a good game on Central's part. They need to come out and dominate both offense and defense and special teams and put this thing in the bank early. And we're going to let you switch out onto the field because they got the coin toss going right now. We'll just keep right on talking. Although I'm not impressed by the lack of crowd. What about you, Charles?
Do we got a crowd? Oh, I guess we got a few here.
Now, last week, yes, it was Central South. But last week, we had to stand the whole game because they were piled up all around our taped-off area.
Yeah.
Hey, I've got a coin here.
And I paid for it at work later on. My feet were hurting.
Wings.
If most of you don't know, I've had both of my
What is your call?
feet operated on.
The call is tails. It is heads.
Central won the toss.
Salina Central, you've won the toss. You want the ball? Okay, stay where you are.
All right, Central won. They're going to receive.
Salina Central has won the toss and is elected to receive. Shake hands, guys. Have a good game.
All right. And I think if I'm understanding Mike's theology on this, he wants to take that ball and take it right down the field and
pound
them and just put it in the end zone. This is not a real big team for Great Bend. Like I said, a lot of first-year starters, so you have a lot of inexperience, although this is game number 8 for your year. You'd hope they would have some experience. They're missing one of their starting linemen, number 57, Jared Maneth, who's a junior, 5'11", 220. He's a defensive lineman, offensive lineman, and that's going to hurt them a bit. But where they're really going to be hurt is that the other players that they're missing is Jack Westhoff, who is a senior defensive back wide receiver, and Jace Brack, who's a senior defensive end and fullback. The other one, number 9, Smith, Braden Smith, is a sophomore. But it's Westhoff, Brack, and Maneth. If I remember right, when I was looking at the two-dig chart that the KSL people had, that was their starters who are out, and all these kids are out for the year. So that's going to be. And as I told Coach Crow, I said, "Well, Coach, you know that old saying, you gotta coach what you have." And he goes, "That's true. That's what they've been doing." And I really think, Charles, you really got to give Tony, or Coach Crow, I should properly call him, but his first name is Tony. You got to give him at least 4 years to get his system in and to build up his players who want to build up.
And that's what you got to do. That's what you should do. But you know, we live in a society where
it's instant.
That's right. They want win.
It's like I heard someone say it's the microwave society.
A little bit different setup on that kickoff.
Yeah, they squeeze in tight. Oh, he stepped out of bounds. He would have been it off letting that go out of bounds. Well, and what I'm talking about is, since he's a power run team, you want bigger, stronger linemen. Well, that takes a couple of years to build that up. When you're a spread team, you want a little lighter, quicker linemen that get out and move in space. And it's a whole different blocking scheme. It's a whole different thinking about how you want to move the ball. All right, we've got the first down on the,
Oh,
on the
did he
6.
jump? They done jumped already. Great Ben.
There's a flag on the field.
That's not.
Encroachment.
That is encroachment.
I guarantee you.
Prior to the snap, encroachment, defense.
I was actually wasn't even looking at the line. I was looking
Yeah.
at the back, see how they were lined up.
You couldn't miss
All right,
that one.
now you're first down and 5, and you had them on their own 6. This is not, as a defense, what you want to do.
No, tailback was lined up in the end zone. Now he's not in the end zone.
And that's a quick hitter to the fullback, McMullen. He's going to carry it up to about the 8,
Pick up a couple of yards.
pick up a couple of yards.
Carry the ball for the Mustangs is number 44, Michael McMullen.
And since you got first down and 5, you got a couple plays you can do that. And a couple weeks ago, McMullen had a great game running the ball, if you remember.
Yeah,
right?
he did. He did.
Look at they are selling out
Handoff
to the middle.
tailback.
But I'm telling you right now, he's going to get up to the 10. Dalton's going to get 2 more yards, but I'm telling you, look at Great Bend. They had 7 to 8 guys within 3 yards of the line of scrimmage and between the tight ends.
And that's
and that's going to be around the corner and over the top.
yeah, you know.
Watch, they only got 1 deep safety right now. Look how many they got up there in the box. They got 8 right there in the box.
Yeah.
They're selling out for the run.
Oh, they didn't.
He's not going to have the
He
first
didn't
down.
look like he got anywhere.
Oh, no, the guy on this side said he got some, so it's going to be close. Matter of fact, he stopped the clock before they come up and check it. Now, they get first down. Now, that was second and third effort because he was stopped at the line of scrimmage a yard short.
I'm not so sure he made it. I think he got a good mark there, Stu.
I don't know, and the reason I'm saying that is they have a far different view than what we have down here.
Yeah, that's true. I think he got a good mark, though.
And he might have. Does that need to see if we need to make sure he's not a Central grad? He's
Back,
looking to throw
pass,
it. Now this
23.
This is what I think they need to do. But he's got to get the ball out quicker. He's not throwing it with enough zip. And that has to be a real quick pass so your wide receiver has time to see the defensive back and make a move. And he didn't have that time right there. And I've been told that sometimes he gets a little lackadaisical, Mr. Gardner, on his throws. There are throws you got to throw soft. There's throws you got to throw hard. There's a draw. It's more of a sprint draw. And Dalton's going to get up to the 19. It's going to be third and long from there.
We ain't in 2 down territory, are we, Stu?
Usually it's after he crosses the 40.
He was stopped by number 25, Christian Rivas.
But Central's defensive line has got to start opening some holes. They've got to start blocking. But the problem
the
is
offensive line has got to
offensive line, excuse me. But they've got 8 guys stacked in the box.
Yeah, they do.
You've got to make them pay for that.
That means over the top.
There's 7 right now in the box.
They're coming.
He's going to run it. He's going to have enough for a first down.
Yeah.
And there almost should have been a flag.
Yeah, he got tackled way out of bounds there.
Okay, that's up to the just short of the 31, and he just yelled Mustang, Mustang.
First down.
So I don't know what that is. It must be the formation. You got high schools now that when they have trust in their quarterback, they'll call the formation and then let the quarterback audible into the best play in that formation.
Handoff to the fullback.
He's going to lose 2 yards.
Yeah.
And that's what you can't have. You can't have a negative play or very, very small yards on first down.
Brought down by number 32, Peyton Mahler.
Eventually, it will bite you in the rear.
And they picked it up these first couple of times.
Yeah, they have got to get more on first down because now you're 2nd and 12. It's a quarterback keeper. And this time the linebackers were reading that. They didn't drop back. I was watching. Now he's going to pick up 3 yards, make it 3rd down and 9. He's got to sell the pass first. He's got it so the linebackers drop back.
This has got to be a pass. You got to pass.
Again, you could do a rollout and let him have the option of running and throwing. But if you're going to roll out, the wide side of the field is to the left. There you go. Now, see, now that's
He's
what I'm
going to be a
talking
little
about.
bit short.
He's going to be short, but do you see how quick he got the ball there? He didn't put a lot of loft on the ball.
Number 9, Malcolm Gardner. Caught by
They're
number
going
23,
for it.
Dylan Wetzel.
Yeah, it's at the 40.
Bring up 4th and 1.
Is this fullback? You think the fullback?
Fullback or a quarterback sneak. Your quarterback reads where the linebackers are. If they're not coming right up on him, I go. It's going to be a lead. Dalton around the corner. He's still on his feet.
Oh!
He's still on his feet.
Oh, he's
going,
still on his feet.
All the way down to 10. They're going to mark him down about the 10-yard line. And that was mostly him.
Yeah.
Breaking tackles, making people miss, and staying in bounds because that was right along the sideline.
And you know, being an old running back, I think that he should have kept his eyes forward instead of trying to look back all the time. You know, he might be in that end zone right now.
Yeah, you lose your speed and your momentum when you're turning around trying to see where people are coming. Guys, that's Dalton following the fullback lead off the right side. He's going to take it down to about the 8. And they've got second and goal from the 8.
Dalton Peters was your ball carrier. Brings up 2nd and goal from the 8-yard line.
Again, this is where you really need to start letting Mr. Gardner make some plays too himself with his feet.
He faked it. 23's
fake. Yep.
wide open.
Yep.
Wide open.
Is he going to score? No. He's going to be
he's
short.
just going to be a little bit short.
Looks like about a yard short.
Boy, that was wide open there for a long time.
I think that's what they call the counter tray.
Wow.
23, Dylan Wetzel with the carry, eventually brought down by number 12, Nick Bird.
It was wide open, though.
It was wide open because they're selling everything to the right. So the linebackers are already starting to cheat that way. And I think it was a safety that came up and made that touchdown-saving tackle.
Uh-oh, he's in. He's
untouched.
in.
Untouched.
He could have just walked.
Yeah, he could have.
He didn't even have to run. He could have walked in.
The play at the hole, he was supposed to follow the fullback off tackle, but that was blocked. But the hole opened up between the guard and the tackle. And he saw that and just made that quick cut back to the left.
Would you say that mission accomplished?
I would give that an A- to B+. Only reason why is too many first and second and third down longs. And the kick is good. So with 9:46 on the clock, we have a score of Central 7, Great Bend 0. The Charles, there was too many negative plays, or only plays for a yard or 2, leaving you in second and third long. And you can't have that.
No, you can't. But when you're able to pick it up, it doesn't look like it's a bad thing, but it could come on later to hurt very badly. But the way they did it just now, it looks like it was planned that way.
Now, Great Bend knows they've got to win these 2 games, this game and the game against South, if they want a chance to get into the playoffs with a losing record. It has happened before in the state of Kansas.
Yes.
Okay, we've had 0 for 6 win their district and go in. You've heard me talk about this before. So maybe they came out and they were pumped up. And like I said, Great Bend and the 2 Salina teams don't like each other. And I've talked to Central kids. They don't like Great Bend. South kids don't like Great Bend. So this could be a little bit of the old rivalry back when it was Salina High versus Great Bend. My former brother-in-law, Nino Samuel, was here and he said that Salina High hated Great Bend and Great Bend hated Salina because they were so close to each other. But we'll see it the next time Central have the ball if the defense plays like that. But they are jamming the line of scrimmage with 7 to 8 guys, and Central's got to make them pay for that.
They will.
Pop it over the top and pop it around the side. But Mr. Gardner on these different passes has got to throw a sharper pass.
Now they booted that one there.
That landed at about the 21. He's going to be tripped up just over the 30.
Now what's this defense going to come out doing? Are they going to come out and show them that they're there?
Central's defense line and their offensive line just need to take control of the field, make it their field, and once you do that, you should win the game. And you've got a number of players on this defense that are great defenders.
Yeah.
Let's start with number 7, Javon Burks.
Yeah.
It's just a lead. Oh, and he got too much yards. He got up to, looks like the 30.
Wow.
Mark short of the 38.
Will he get 8 yards?
He went 7 yards.
Wow.
2nd and 3.
We'll
now that's
have to
the
stop
problem
that.
Central would like to have. Now let's see if Central's defense can bow up their backs, so to speak, and hold them.
See, when you get that many yards on first down, you can run through your playbook.
Oh, they tackled him for a loss.
But the point is, they got so many yards on first down, they can still, their playbook is open.
Yeah, and there they ran their linebackers in a little bit of a run blitz, and they shot their linebackers into the gaps. You got a 3rd and 4.
Fake, and he's rolling out.
And he threw it. That was Mr. Burse.
He said, welcome. This is Mr. Burse's territory.
This is my field.
Yeah.
They got enough for a first down, though. And the kid did a good job holding on the ball after that hit, too. Because you get hit twice, once by the defender and then when you hit the ground. And when you get hit like that, you hit the ground hard.
See, now what they cannot do is let them get that 8 yards or 7 yards on this first down. And
There's another good hit. They went off tackle.
See, this makes it difficult when they've got 2nd and 10 rather than 2nd and 3.
All right, Charles, you watch the play. I'm going to watch the line. I'm going to see if they're pulling guards or tackles from the backside and help them lead into the hole, or if they're just straight ahead, what they call line blocking, straight line blocking. I'm going to see. Yeah, they did. They pulled.
Oh, and it was a wide open.
They did. They pulled either guard or tackle from the right side.
Came up to make the tackle. You can't have that neither.
No, your safety should not be making a tackle. It should be the linebackers and a defensive lineman up at around the line of scrimmage. And if a safety does, it should be because he strung it all the way out to the sideline.
Right, and that wasn't the case.
And that wasn't the case, but they are pulling people, and I'm going to watch again. I want to see if they're pulling, no matter which way they go, if they're pulling somebody. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Okay, that was false start or illegal or motion.
Prior to the snap, false start, offense, 5-yard penalty, remains 3rd down.
Okay, now you went from 3rd and 3 to 3rd and 8. All right, they're going to make it 3rd and 7. Be 3rd and 7. And they are. Whichever way they're going, they're pulling a guard from the backside and bringing him around to lead into the hole. But now he's back in shotgun.
Fakes it, he's passing.
And nobody was on him. Absolutely nobody was on him. He was wide open. He was one of the inside wide receivers who went out about 12 yards and just stood there. And actually nobody picked him up. And that was an assignment mistake there. Somebody did not do their job for Central's defense.
And this defense is going to have to definitely tighten things up.
I agree. Look at throw again.
Pass, screen.
It's just that quick
out.
throw, yeah, and let the wide receiver in front block, which he did. And that's why I don't like when you have 2 wide receivers, you got one guy and defender up and one guy off the ball. I believe bring them both up just because of that play is there. Now they picked up, I'd say almost not quite 4 yards.
Looks like the Royals are leading 1-0 right now.
That's good to hear. Linebackers kind of stepped up.
Oh, he's right. That was a good tackle.
Again, they pulled somebody, and I watched, but this time
That was a good tackle.
a linebacker came up and took on that pulling guard and pushed him into the backfield. And what that did, that caused the running back to have to go a little bit deeper to get around him, which allowed that second layer of defense, the backside linebackers and safeties, get there and make the tackle. And he lost a yard on the play. And that's how you bust that up. You take that pulling guard and you jam and plug the hole.
The other things, he wrapped him up. He didn't try to throw a shoulder. He wrapped them legs and.
Yeah, they're doing a blitz.
Oh
no! Out of the reach. Just barely. That wasn't a badly thrown ball. That really wasn't.
And he led him. If they had any more speed, just a little bit,
but it would
have been a catch.
He made the mistake that. Do you remember who our wide receiver coach was your senior year? He was the head basketball coach.
Oh, was that Forsythe or
Forsythe?
Forsythe.
He taught us as running backs, wide receivers, you run in the sprinting mode. You don't run with your arms stretched out. That slows you down. You run in the sprinting mode until you get down. Catch the ball, you reach out, grab it, and pull it back in again. They're doing a little bit of a pooch kick. And it's going to go in the end zone. Nice try, but it wasn't close enough. But they had 2 wide receivers on that punt play, both sides of the field. So you don't know if they're going to fake it. So you have to keep your defense in. All right,
I almost would have faked it. What do you got to lose, dude?
Yeah, especially when you only got 2 wins. Yeah.
It's time to throw all the traditional rules out the book.
You do, because now Central gets the ball at their 20.
And then they march it down the field. It's going to be a real problem.
Yep, and they start actually 14 yards better than they did in their first drive. We started at their 6.
It's a handoff to the tailback.
Okay, there's those holes. There's the holes I was talking about. And Dalton runs it out to the 27. That's a 7-yard pickup. Now that's what you want to see on first down.
And that's their bread and butter right there.
Yep. I think this drive will tell us everything about what
end of the first quarter.
What this game will turn out. At the end of the first quarter, you got a score of Central 7, Great Bend 0. And that was a fast first quarter.
Yeah, it was.
Because I can only think of one incomplete pass. And that was that pass that just happened. So you had to run plays, and the few pass plays were complete. So as soon as they move the chains, the clock starts back up again.
Right.
So that was a quick first quarter. But I really think this drive right here will tell us how this game might very well end up. And the reason I'm saying that is what I said during that first drive, right after Central scored that first touchdown. The difficulty Central had on first and second down, was that because of Great Bend just being fired up? Or was it because they're stacking 7? Or they failed to execute, and also because Great Bend has 7 and 8 men stacked in the box.
Sometimes you can come in looking ahead, as you talked about earlier, and then you come back to reality where we really got to play a football game.
And sometimes it's hard to get out of that frame of mind.
Yeah.
That's where your senior and junior leadership has got to step up and do that. We'll find out here with this drive.
It's a handoff to Dalton.
Another big hole. All right, that's 2 big holes. That's 2 7-yard runs in a row. All right.
Bread and butter. They're running the bread and butter.
But they ran those plays in the first drive and didn't get a whole lot of yardage on them on first and second down.
They wasn't pushing them off the ball like they are now.
And it might be that we've taken some starch out of them, and they're not as pumped up. Another hole. He's going to get about 5 yards. The other thing is, we don't know what the coaches in the box are seeing, and are calling down on the phone saying, "Hey, they're shooting this kind of gap. They're running this. We need to do this." So you get your offense over on the sidelines after the first drive, and you start making the changes.
It's a handoff. Dalton Peters. He's caught in the backfield, huh?
Yeah, he tried to take it to the outside. They had kind of jammed up. There was a hole back off to his left, but he would have had to have great.
Looked like his man was laying on the ground there, and he tried to jump over him to get into that hole, but there was nowhere to go.
And if he was laying, could see, all he's got to reach up a hand and cause a trip.
Yeah.
So actually, he lost a yard of that. Now it's 3rd down and 6.
They jumped. Great Bend. Oh, legal. You call that legal?
Prior to the snap, false start.
Wow.
Oh, called on Central.
Remains.
Wow.
But see, this is what you can do with an inexperienced defensive line, a front 7. Especially when you get a linebacker who's faking the blitz. If you change your snap count and your offensive line is disciplined enough to stand still, you can get those offsides against the defense.
Yeah.
Now you're 3rd and 11. It's a screen.
They were right there.
And they had it covered up. And number 11 was open all the way, and there was no one open. Who was number 11 since you got the Central people pulled up?
Number 11 is Travis Bigler.
Travis Bigler.
Wide receiver. Junior.
No one went out with him. Nobody went out with him. Now, as Central coaches saw that, they fake that screen, then they throw it to him. And since we're not at the 40, he's punting.
I see that.
Nice punt, fair catch. Right at the 17. Go mark it just over the 17.
17,
or 27,
27.
Excuse me.
You was throwing me for a loop. I was trying to see.
I was trying to help Central out.
Is that the other 17 or what?
I was just trying to help Central out. Referees weren't working with me on that. That means I wasted $20.
Yeah.
That always reminds me of the San Diego chicken when he always do that with the officials. He used to always crack me up. He faked a reverse. Oh, he gave it to reverse.
Pass. And he's wide open.
Yeah, there was nobody there. And that defensive back is being talked to right now.
Pass complete from number 20, Bryce Lytle, to
Coach Benoit is letting them know about staying home.
Number 4, Vance Johnson.
Is that Jacob Lyles, number 35?
Number 35 is Jacob Lyles.
And Jacob is one of their most dependable defenders.
He's breaking. Wow. Oh. Come on, Vance.
He's caught. Javon Burst ran him down.
No, that's Vance Johnson.
Oh, that's Vance Johnson.
Yeah, Vance Johnson ran him down.
And that was missed tackles.
Yeah,
All right, both teams now have had long runs because of missed tackles.
that's it.
Was it because there was some gaping hole there? Missed tackles.
And are they hitting the time to punch it in and tie this game up?
Well, you got for Great Bend to have any hope, they've got to do it right here. They need to score.
He's in. He's in.
He is. He's in. They run that power I where they have a halfback lined up in a 3-down stance right beside the fullback. We ran that at South during our day, where both the fullback and halfback lead the tailback up into the hole. That's so you do that instead of pulling a guard. And what that's supposed to do is your offensive lineman take out the defensive lineman. And the way it's supposed to be played out, then your fullback and halfback take out linebacker or safety, whoever's filling that hole. So hopefully your tailback is not hitting anybody to about 3 or 4 yards.
Oh, fake. And he's wide open.
Wide open again.
And now they take the lead at 8-7.
All right, with 8:47 to go in the second quarter, you got to score. Great Bend 8, Salina Central 7.
Stu, is that right? Is that
That's
score
right.
right?
And I'm telling you right now, that's the same player, Jacob Lyles. If I'm reading the coach and who he was talking to as he came off the field, that was a misplay by Jacob Lyles again.
And see, they've got nothing to lose.
They've got nothing to lose.
But they won last week, right?
They won last week, and as you and I talked before the game, Newton's had an up and down year this year. They have played well and have beaten teams that were good, but have not played well against teams they should have beat handily. And that tells me that's a maturity problem with your team.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, people, no matter how good a coach you are, if your kids don't grow up and learn to take every game, one game at a time, and treat it like this is a must win, you can't get them to think that way. They're going to think the way they want to think. As I said last week, to be a high school coach in this day and age, you got to be part psychologist.
Yeah, you did say, and that is probably very true.
Onside kick. See, they are pulling the strings.
Yeah,
They're pulling every little trick out of the book. I like that play. Yes, you give Central the ball, but you held them and forced them to punt last time.
Yeah, so you.
But if you recover it, just after you've gone up 8-7, and you get the ball on the other side of the 50.
What are you saying? You're gonna take the air out of this?
You're trying to take the air out of Central sidelines. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now Central needs to take this ball down the field and just run the ball down.
Looks like they're having a meeting down there with the defense.
I guarantee you they are. And Coach Benoit's right in on that huddle. Oh, nice. All right, now there was a hole. There wasn't much, but he stayed behind his blockers till he got outside. That was designed to go, I believe, off tackle. But what happened is it actually got pushed out to
6 yards on first down.
between the tackle and the tight end, or even maybe around where the tight end originally was.
Yeah.
But he followed his blockers where the blockers were and led him right up into a hole, and he got a 6-yard carry.
Handoff.
Oh, he's got some room to move here. Yes, all the way down inside the 30.
Dylan Witzel carries for a Salina Central.
He's going to mark it down to the mark it down to the 27. I had to wait because the linesman on the other side had gone all the way down to the 25, but this judge over here, the side judge, kept pointing back, and he didn't, to where he went and marked it to let the umpire know where the ball was supposed to be. And boy, there was some good blocking there. Now here's another sprint draw. And he's
he's still going. He's still going.
Down inside the 15.
They've got the first down.
All right, I would say now the air is out of the sails right now for Great Bend. But you know,
they won't be out of their cells, I believe, until they punch it in.
Right, but momentum is a fickle lady. She likes to flip back and forth between the sidelines.
That is true. Well, wide open. Boy, he's probably on the 1 foot, a half foot.
I wouldn't surprise if they don't give him the ball here.
1. He's on the 1.
It wouldn't surprise me if they give him the ball again, because he went all that way, went about 12, 13 yards on that carry. They give Dalton, and man, he got hit for a loss, and that was a double lead. But someone came through through the left side of Central's offensive line and dropped him for a 2-yard loss.
Yeah, a good 2-yard loss.
Great Bend ran what they call a run blitz, and they ran that one to perfection.
Oh, Gutbeck gets in.
Dylan Winslow. They said, okay, if you're going to key on Dalton Peters, go ahead and key on him. We're going to give it to someone else.
Yeah. Boy, he was wide open.
And he was wide open. Kick by Mr. Hoffman's up and good. So with 6:52 left to go in the second quarter, now we got a score of Central 14, Great Bend 8.
You think that woke Central up?
It might have. Now, let's find out if it woke up who needed to be woke up. That would be Central's defense.
That's a true one there.
All right, well now, as you could probably tell, we're sitting close to the band, so at times I try not to speak over the band. Well, the failed onside kick came back to bite him in the rear a little bit. So it gave Great Bend a short field, Central, a short field, and they took advantage of that. And I've been wondering why haven't I been getting my Kansas City notifications of how well they're doing.
Will be number 6, Dane Hoffman.
Wow.
He's kicking
good deep kick.
Caught it about the 11.
Number 4. And he's hit.
Yeah, he's hit. He's going to carry it up to the 23.
And he's hit.
And let me see who hit him. Jacob Lyles. And you are correct, Amundo, sir. We do have a score of 1-0. KC scored in the top of the first on a Lorenzo Kane grounder. Must have been deep because Alcide Escobar scored, so it must have been deep in the hole where he couldn't turn around and get the throw back to home plate in time.
They're lining up.
All right, let's see here.
It's a handoff to
just
that,
and they pull. They got the guy they're pulling. He's going to take it all the way up to the 30. They've got to. Someone's got to step up and take that pulling lineman and jam him. They did it on the last series on one good play that really worked.
Number 4, Thomas
because what's going to happen is they're getting their confidence built up, and then we will have a shootout, is what you would call it.
Yep, and Central doesn't need to do that.
No.
Not knowing that they have got to win this game. He's going to have enough for a first down. But this time, they were hitting at and just past the line of scrimmage.
Carrying the ball for the Panthers was number 1, Trent Musselton.
He needed 3, and that's exactly what he got, was 3.
First and 10 for the Panthers.
All right, they signal to play in. You got 2 wide receivers that are going stack over here. And watch out for this throw to the back wide receiver. No, it's a counter.
And counter, wow.
And he ran through 2 tackles.
He got to pick up about 8 yards, 7 yards.
7 yards, and you saw he ran through 2 tackles there.
Yeah.
And,
By number 1, Musselton.
and
Tackle on the play.
Charles has talked about this all year. You just can't hit and think you'll knock him over. You got to hit and wrap. Are you getting ready to say, Charles?
What are you going to do here, Stu? You can do whatever you want to do. 2nd and what, 3?
2nd and 3.
Run play.
Handoff again.
And he's got the first down.
Wow.
The defense, they need to wake up.
Yeah, and our defensive line needs to start getting penetration. If not, they got to hold up the linemen to allow the linebackers to come in and make the play. And that's not happening.
Not at all.
Tackle made by number 35, Jacob Lyles.
Because there's 2 trains of thought when you have 4 down linemen. Either they penetrate and make the play, or they hold up the offensive linemen and allow the linebackers come in and make the play. Either way, it's not working right now. To draw.
Oh. Well, they stopped that one, though.
And that was, I think, number 27, who is Heigl? Zane Heigl?
Number 27, Zane Heigl.
Yep, that's who it was. Made a nice play. He was blitzing in on a run blitz or just a pass blitz, and they ran the draw, and he had his head up, got a hold of him, and he got dragged for a couple yards. We still only owed him to a 1-yard carry. If not, he was going to get some yardage if Zane had not made that tackle. They
Fake, and it's a pass, and he's wide open.
No one's coming up.
He was wide open.
And that's Javon. Javon got there late and then missed the tackle, and the other guy had to come in and make the tackle. I think Javon is laying back a little bit too long. He needs to come up a little bit sooner. I know you're supposed to make sure and know him, but if that's the man you're supposed to cover, you got to come up a little bit quicker.
Yeah.
If that's not the man he's supposed to cover, then someone else is messing up, because your safety is supposed to be the last line of defense.
That's it.
He's looking to throw long.
Bomb. Picked off.
Intercepted by Javon.
You could have seen it all the way.
He's got
there
it.
He goes.
Yep, there's a face mask. And there's going to be a face mask. And they threw a towel. Oh, that came off
the player.
Yeah.
During the return, there is a flag on the field.
Well, up to that, he was not throwing too badly for a quarterback.
But he gave that you could read that. He read that all the way.
He was playing deep safety too.
After the interception, personal foul, face mask, 15 yards will be added on to the end of the run. Salina Central keeps the ball, first down.
I think the flag was only marked off 10 yards. Here's a delayed draw.
Oh, one shoestring tackle away from a touchdown, I'd say.
Yeah, and then that was the saving touchdown by Ty Yeager. He's a senior defensive back, 5'10", 170 pounds,
Was number 33, Dalton
because the two safeties that were deep were spread wide. And if he would have got through, all he had to do was straight up the
It
middle.
was a shoestring tackle away. I'm telling you.
You still get 6 yards, and you love that. And he's going to have
Got
enough for a first
first
down
down.
inside the 15.
They pound this in. What are we looking at?
after the carry by number 33, Dalton Peters.
You're looking at a
First down.
Great Bend team that airs out of the sales. But, and I'll say this after the play. There's that fake again.
Same play.
Oh, he's going to be down
at
at the one.
or half.
Mr. Winslow again.
Yeah, it's right at the one.
First down and go to go from the one.
Mustangs, number 23, Dylan
Oh, that's on the,
Winslow.
yeah, one.
Picks up another.
And he had good blocking. He had good blocking. If he maybe had another 20 pounds on him, they would have had the strength maybe to go
Look,
that extra
this
yard.
right here should blow the sails out.
Yep. Touchdown. Yep. They had that block perfectly.
Salina Central.
And this time, there was no penetration on that backside.
Yeah. The thing is now, how is the defense going to come out and play?
And see, that's what I was getting ready to talk about, was that, and I'll wait till after the extra point, and we got the timeout of setting up for the kick return teams. Kick is no good. The guy was coming hard off the right side of the line. Dane saw that, and he yanked it, tried to keep it from being blocked, and he pulled it to the left. So you got a score of Central 20, Great Bend 8 with 2:36 on the clock. Now, what I was wanting to say about the defense, they've been giving up yards.
A lot of yards.
And this has, they got to stop this. And there's two reasons. One, not just to win this game, but you don't want to give your next opponent, Newton say, hey, look, man, they're giving up 7-8 yards on first down.
Right.
All right. And then they come expecting to do that. You really don't want that. You really don't. So, and going into playoffs, if you make the playoffs, you don't want that because that will kill you in the playoffs.
Yeah.
These are all better teams once you get there.
Well, hopefully they are.
At this level, they should be.
Right.
And I will tell you why Hayes is no longer in our district here in a second. Here's the kick. Oh, nice. 10-yard line. He almost kneeled down right there.
Oh.
A little bit of a hole, but no, he got.
If he had any speed, though, he just kind of looked like he was like creeping up there.
That
and he
lays
was
off
good.
attitude.
Yeah.
The reason why Hayes is no longer part of our district with South Central Great Bend is last October with the redistricting or the restructuring, Hayes dropped down to 4A. So now they're in there with
McPherson,
Mueller, McPherson,
Abilene.
and Abilene. Boy, that is a loaded district. Goodness gracious, that's a loaded district. For 4A it is. Abilene and McPherson have both have had good years.
Yeah.
See, I really wanted Charlie to see Mr. Delton, the quarterback from Hayes. There you go, 1 yard, that's it. Okay, again, penetration, stop that play.
Carrying for the Panthers.
But you've got to do that more than one play.
For the Mustangs, number 24,
Yeah, you do.
Adrian Castelli.
You got to do it for 3 to force him in a 4th and long
That's right.
and into a punt situation. Fake. Oh, it's tossed up in the air.
Duck. Those are never good ones.
No.
Those are never good ones. Those are usually trouble.
Yeah, but it went far enough out of bounds.
That is.
But if it hadn't, that was pickoff area.
Yeah.
But that's what a good pass rush, that's what good penetration does to an offense.
And that's what you don't want your quarterback to do. Sometimes it's better off to take the sack than to just throw it up there for grabs.
And if
but
you are
in
going
that
to throw
particular,
it, you want to throw it out of bounds
He
in
did
the
do
direction
that.
of your wide receiver.
he did do
It
that.
can't be intercepted. Here's a draw. They faked it. And we got a timeout called. Okay, that was Jacob Lyles on that tackle. Okay, Central calls timeout because they got 4th and 5 from their own 33.
Salina Central, first charge of the half.
So that means they're hoping to get the ball back, get back in maybe good field position. You got 1:42 on the clock, still got 2 timeouts.
Get one more punch in.
Try to get one more punch in. I still think this is going to end up a lopsided win for Central.
It's already starting out. It's starting that way.
It's starting that way, but it's taking a little longer than I thought it was going to take.
Yeah. Well, they're coming out. They throw out all stops. You see, going for 2 rather than the 1. I mean,
and you have seniors who don't want this to be their second last game of the year.
That's right.
I just heard Coach Hall yell for the offense, get down there for their meeting. And they're having a little meeting. Now this time they've only got 2 wide receivers split on the left-hand
They're
side.
going for? Or are they going to take a delay?
Well, they won't. The clock's not running, so the clock, because of the timeout, the clock was dead.
First charge of the half.
So there was no reason to sit there and try to run down the clock when it's not running.
Oh.
I think they were trying to catch Central into something.
Like the jump offsides?
Well, that, and also you had 2 deep men. So that's 2 men not able to handle a run play or any kind of a play here. And one of the deep men came running up. Now I'm surprised. I thought Central should have called the timeout.
Yeah.
But Great Bend did before they took a 5-second penalty. I keep my defense on the field. Forget the return team. I have 1 man back.
Yeah,
I got
okay.
my defense, but I still got my defense. And Javon Bass is my deep guy, who's also my deep safety anyway.
Right.
But I'm doing him. He's right about 15 now. He's moving up a little bit more. No, they're going for it. They're going to go for it. And now he might do a pooch kick.
Yeah,
it's a pooch kick. They've got 3 wide receivers split left and 1 up back. The quarterback is also the punter here. He is pooching it. Ooh, it bounced backwards. It bounced backwards.
1:35 left on the clock.
1:35 with the ball at the 41-yard line.
Can you punch it in?
Punting the ball out of bounds for the
Punch it
Panthers.
and or get it to within field goal range for Mr. Hoffman.
Do you go up top right now, Stu, or do you run it?
If I do a run play, I'm doing something that's going to get me at least 8-9 yards. You need chunks. You don't need any 2 or 3 yards at a time right now.
Well, why can't you just fake it right now?
And run that Dylan Winslow play?
Yeah.
Or fake it and let Mr. Gardner keep it on a rollout to the backside. That's Dylan Winslow. He's going to have a first down all the way up
That
to
only
the...
took, what, 7?
Excuse me, that was on the inside the 50. They're going to mark at the 46. The clock stops long enough to get the chains moved. Now here's that 2-man lead. See, and that's what you can't have. You can't have something like that to get you nothing.
They
Eats
need
up
to
time.
pass. They should have passed.
You got to do quick things to the outside.
Carrying the ball was number 33.
5-10-yard pass plays, and if someone opens up, go ahead and throw it deep.
Yeah.
You want to score and leave no time on the clock for Great Bend to do anything with. Here's that play again. Okay, he's going to mark it out at about the 41. That's going to be a 3-yard carry.
Number 23, Dylan Winsel.
Going to take it down to the 41. I think you fake that play and let Mr. Gardner take off around the backside.
That could work too.
And then you either have the option to throw it or keep it. There's McMullen, and he's going to have enough for a first down inside the 35, down to about the 33.
Carry by number 44.
You got 48 seconds on the clock. Central still has 2 timeouts.
Boy, you're playing it close.
Yeah, they need to have that play called and be up on the line of scrimmage when they start the clock. There's a rollout.
Oh!
He didn't get out of bounds. Mike had to call timeout. And that's what he's telling his
Timeout.
quarterback right now, that you're supposed to be getting out of bounds.
Second charge of the half.
And when Mike talks like that, he's very emphatic. Would that be the proper term? Demonstrative? Animated? No, when Mike speaks, you could tell because his body language is very clear. And most coaches are. Their body language should tell you exactly where they're at.
Yeah. You know, the funny thing is, though, they don't toss you around like they did in our days.
I remember being like kicked in the rear and grabbed my face mask and hearing my dad yell down, "Kick him once for me, coach."
Yeah.
Now you sneeze on him and it's in a lawsuit.
Yeah. Fake it. He's passed.
It's there. It's there. It's there.
Oh!
It was there too. He was open. And I'm not going to fault that play. It was a little bit overthrown, but that's where he needs to be. If you can't catch it, you got to make sure the defender can't catch it. But he had him beat. It was there. He just needed to take a touch off.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. But that really still was a heck of a throw by
Yeah,
Mr. Gardner. There's no fault there. And that's where, as a wide receiver, you got to remember to run through the ball. And here comes that play by Mr. Winsel again. He's going to stop the clock. He's going to be short of the first down.
Is it 4th down?
4th down. And he's got a yard to go.
Carrying the ball for the
And you still got a timeout with 13 seconds. I'm doing one play, maybe a quarterback sneak, or maybe a double to get the ball more in the center of the field. With
Or
Dalton,
just run that same play you just ran.
take too much time. And you're going to put the ball over on this hash. You want more centrally located for your kicker. Just like that right there. All right, timeout. And he's going to call timeout. Okay, that ball's all the way down to the 17-yard line. Now you bring in the punt team.
The field goal.
The field goal team.
Salina Central. 3rd and final of the half.
You center the ball in the middle of the field. That's what he wanted.
He did it.
The previous play for the Mustangs was number 33, Dalton.
That's the
Peter.
reason, Charles, you keep your timeouts.
Yeah.
You used one on the last down when Great Bend had the ball. That was 42 to save time. And then you used it. You saved the last one for this very play right here. There should be about a 35 to 36-yard field goal. I'll wait and see where he's going to set up at. Usually they say about 7 to 8 yards.
So this time he has time to redeem himself.
Yeah, he's got to just focus and not worry about people rushing and focus on kick. Yeah, he had that guy coming in his face, and he saw it, and he just pulled a little bit to the left, trying to keep it from being blocked. You can't worry about that.
But
You
what, 3 is always better than 1.
Yes. Oh no,
what?
he topped it. He topped it. I don't know if his foot hit the ground on the kick or what, but he topped it. He hit a line drive.
Hoffman is no good.
And that wasn't even close. And I can tell you right now, he feels terrible.
Yeah, that's the worst feeling
In the
you
world.
can have.
Because that's your one job and your one job only.
Yeah.
All right. Great Bend just needs to take a knee. And they are in the victory formation. They just need to take a knee and go to the halftime down 12. It should have been more.
Yeah. I don't know.
Central left points on the field.
Yeah.
And I can tell you right now, that's what Coach
So
Hall's
are we
talk
gonna?
about.
Are we gonna? That's what I was just getting ready to talk about. Are we gonna have a chat? Really, you got nothing to be sad about, though.
Right now, it's just focusing and executing
And
on
getting up over that hill.
every play on every drive. And it hasn't been there. You've had 3 decent drives, and you'd had half a drive that ended in a missed field goal attempt. And I say half a drive because that should have been better. And we're going to take it into half. And that's the buzzer. And you got a halftime score. Salina Central 20, Great Bend 0. And we will see you at the Maori
Great
Clinic
Bend
halftime. Great Bend 8, excuse me.
The score, the visiting Great Bend
Yeah, Central's 20, Great Bend 8, down 12. And we'll see you at the Maori Clinic halftime show. Welcome to the Maori Clinic halftime show. Excuse me. We have a score of Salina Central 20, Great Bend 8. It could be a lot worse.
Yeah.
Central has not fully functioned as well in offense as they would like. And they've also, although they've only given up 1 touchdown, they've given up a lot of yardage to this Great Bend offense.
Yeah, and Great Bend has shown times where they had it and then they don't have it. I mean, the interception, if Central doesn't get the interception, who knows?
Right, we could be looking at almost a tie game because when Central went up 7-0, Great Bend scored, and they ran a fake and scored it, so they were up 8-7.
Yeah.
Central comes back and scores. They're now up 14-8. Great Bend's driving, and the young man threw a long ball, but he threw it up way too high, put too much air in it. And right now, Javon Best made the interception, but there was 2 other defenders there going for that same intercept.
Right.
Javon just came in from this side or the near side of the field, where the wide receivers, the defense, were coming from the far side and coming to their right. And Javon just played it perfect, went up like a rebound, caught the ball, and then took off and ran it back up to the 41, and that kind of stopped it. If not, we're looking at a much closer game, or even Great Bend being in the lead.
Yeah, we are. And the thing is, Great Bend has, when they got that momentum, they got to continue to sustain it.
Correct.
The problem is they can't seem to sustain it. They have something go wrong in that process.
And maybe that's the reason why they are a 2-win only team.
Right, and that happens when you got young kids that you got to get developed for later years.
And a lot of first-year starters, like you talked about, and some of those first-year starters could be seniors and juniors.
They could.
Because you might have had a very strong and big senior class last year that graduated, which South kind of had last year. Central to some degree, but South had a big, strong athletic class. But what Coach Sellers and Coach Hall do is they really work in their underclassmen throughout the year, so you've got guys with experience.
That's right.
Great Bend might not have had that affordability last year because they didn't have a great year. They didn't make the playoffs. So they might have had to play their starters throughout most of the games all year long.
And that's true. And so, but I did see that some of those are sophomores.
Yeah, there are some sophomores out there.
So,
but as you and I were talking, we walked off the field. You made the point was they could be a dynamic team,
right,
in a year or two, especially with his first-year coach. And his own offense is totally different. It's based on a power run team. Great Bend tried to run, but they spread it out. And you're probably going to see that from Hayes' team and now Coach Bo Black's over there coaching. But it's going to take a couple years for him to build his line the way he wants it. But sometimes you can't exactly go with the way you want because you don't have the athletes to do it. So like the old saying, you play the cards you're dealt.
Right, and sometimes you don't have the time because with this society, we want to win. We want to win. We want to win. We don't have time to wait on those losses to get you better.
Yeah, and you got to give them a chance to do something. You got to give this coach, Tony Crow, this is his first head coaching job. You got to give him 3 or 4 years to build a team. And Great Bend won't stick. They'll help him. Great Bend's used to having a good football team.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you're used to having a good football team and then you go down to not having a good football team, that could cause a little bit of, we need to get a new coach.
Yep, I hope not. Well, like I see, the score is Salina Central's 20, Great Bend 8. This has been your Maori Clinic halftime show, and we will see you at the start of the second half.
Next, the band will perform the contemporary pop tune titled Happy. It will feature Color Guard and Vet Squad. Color Guard members are Tatiana Ballard, Sarah Bartz, Perry Cox, Lenora Dyke, Hannah French, Haley Holman, and Bailey Steinley. Here's Happy. And now the band will perform the song, Best Day of My Life, made famous by the indie rock group American Authors. This will feature twirler Molly Bradbury. The Mustang Pride Band is directed by Ben Rohr and Jake Montoya. Color guard instructor is Kelsey Houston. Twirling instructor is Linda Davis. Percussion instructor is Dean Franzler. Number 6, Dane Hoffman.
Welcome back to the start of the second half of Week 8 of Salina Access Friday Night Football. And we have Central kicking it off.
Boom.
There's no wind, so that's going to take out
They're
about
running
the
into
16.
each other.
Oh, man. And that was Jacob Lyles put a real good hit on him. And he went spinning.
But the problem was, did you see that, Stu? Both of them were trying to catch the ball. You can't do that. You got to let the wave the man off and let the one catch it and the other one go out and start blocking.
Yeah, and that's communication. And again, we're talking about inexperienced teams, so.
Right, and that was a good note of it right there.
And that could very well have been a turnover or
Easy.
ball being down deep.
Or dropped. Yeah.
There's that lead. He's going to get back to the line of scrimmage. He follows the fullback in the pulling guard or tackle.
On the tackle for the Mustangs, number 18, Landon Turner. And number 23.
Now I'm going to see if it's the tackle or the guard that's pulling. Usually it's the guard, but sometimes if you've got a tackle that's fast enough.
Quick tackle.
Quick.
Yeah.
Get out there and lead.
Yeah.
It's just a quick pitch out to the right. They're stringing it out. And I think he might get a yard or two, but that's going to be about it. And that's the Air Force jets we've had here in town for the past 3 or 4 days. They must have something going on out the bombing range.
Yeah. Third down. Now the defenses came out and made a stand right now.
Yep, and they only got 1 yard on the play.
Now, here's where they've got to be careful not to give up a first down after they came in and played so hard.
They got to make sure they got everybody covered, first of all.
And it's a pass.
And he was open, although there was a man right there on him, but
Looked like he kind of.
it looked like a one-hopper to the shortstop.
That's it. And as you would probably say most of the time, Stu, I don't think that was a good pass by the quarterback.
No, and it wasn't. It was a short pass. I don't know what he did. I don't know if he lost control of the ball or what. There he goes. He was back like he's going to be in offense, but he's going to do that. He's back in the punt formation. But Central's still going to watch out for the fake. They are punting. He's calling a time, fair catch. It's a loose ball. I believe that's Vance Johnson.
No, that was. I don't know why he had to go get it, because didn't that guy stop him from catching it?
Well, there might have been fair catch interference is what they're talking about. And if there's fair catch interference, then there's a penalty from the spot of the foul.
He called for a fair catch, but there was no way he could have caught that.
Inadvertent whistle by rule, re-kick.
There was an inadvertent whistle. I did hear the whistle blow twice. But there was fair catch interference. That should be a penalty. And from the spot of the foul. Was that Javon then on the return, not Vance?
Yeah, that was Javon.
All right, him and Dylan went. No, it was 24. Adrian Castelli, or deep. It's going to go out of bounds. About inside the 35. Nope, out to about the 39.
So this 4-down territory after they pick up this 1 yard?
Yep. He hasn't proven me wrong yet. The only time he did it once was a playoff game. They were up by 12. I think there was about 6 minutes on the clock or less. And they went ahead and punted, which was a wise play because the team did score, but by the time they scored, there was hardly any time left on the clock. They tried an onside, Central fell on it, ran out the clock. Oh, and that's a nice
quarterback keeper.
They faked it. And
they faked it twice.
Yep.
And then kept it. And that was a good play.
Now that requires maintaining your block a second longer to give him time to make those two fakes and then to make decision what he's going to do with it.
Right.
Because you could do a pass play out of that same thing, too.
Yeah, you could. Yeah.
As you just straight lead, he's going to pick up a yard. Be 3rd down and 2 from there.
So they got 2 plays to pick up 2 yards.
Yes.
Might have it now.
No, he's going to be short. He's picked up a yard. He's picked up a yard. No, they didn't. They said he didn't pick up anything.
No.
Marked him back the line at back. Well, they picked up about half a yard.
4th and 2.
There you go. There you go.
That's the easy way.
Prior to the snap, encroachment, defense, 5-yard penalty for the previous spot, results first down.
Those are yards you just can't do. You can't give up those kind of yards on defense, especially on 4th down.
There's no way you can give those up. And especially when you're down by, what, 12?
And you're on a 2-win season, and you got to win this game and next week get into the playoffs. There's that lead again, that double lead. He's going to carry down inside the 45.
Pickup of about, what, 3?
About 3 yards.
Tackled by number 26, Sam Whitty.
And that's fine. You pick up 3.5 yards a carry.
That's a first down.
You get first down and 3 yards. There's
Whoa.
that Dylan Witzel again. He's going down inside the 40. He's just going to be a couple yards short of the first. Be 3rd and 2, a long 2.
Carried the ball for the Mustangs was number 23, Dylan Wetzel.
A lot of people I saw here wearing Royals stuff. First down.
Wow.
He's going to head down to about the 35. And what I've noticed is a lot of the Royal stuff is brand new stuff.
What are you saying?
I don't know if it's people who are just jumping on the bandwagon, who just haven't worn their stuff for years. And, yeah, well, I don't fit that anymore.
Yeah, that can happen, though.
Or this is a little bit too old and faded. I want something new.
Or of those that just said, the Royals is now my team. You always have those ones that love the winners.
Yep.
Good hand out to Dalton Peters.
Now that's an excellent play made by the defensive lineman, or the linebacker, whoever he was. That was a great play. He made penetration, saw Dalton, and kept him to a 1-yard pickup.
They're hitting the holes quick, though.
And these guys are going right over our heads.
Just watch how quick they're hitting those holes. They're hitting them fast.
There you go. That's what you do. You don't worry about, you just go down and get all you can. He didn't try to fake do anything. He saw he wasn't going to get to the corner, so he just went as hard as he could and go down as far as he could.
Another Mustang, first down.
And sometimes all that faking and juking makes you lose yardage.
That is correct.
That you could get.
That's right. In the old days, that's what they used to tell you, just go straight nose football.
Yep.
Oh.
Fullback, McMullen, is going to be down to about the 15.
Now this is kind of what we was expecting to see that first half, right?
Yeah.
And this is straight pound the football at you. You can't stop us. You know what we're going to do.
Right. Now the test will be what Central's defense does when they get out there.
That's the big test.
Right now, Central's offense needs to put this ball in the end zone. There again, they headed off to him again.
He's going to get anywhere, did he?
Now, he had the ball at the 15. They're going.
Did he?
Now he moved it to inside the 15. They're going to give him about the length of a football. I see a double lead with Dalton Peters.
Oh,
he got to the corner.
He had to. I don't think that was the play, though.
No, he was supposed to follow fullback off tackle.
But when he dropped, the quarterback dropped the ball.
Yeah.
Carry on the play by number 33, Dalton Peters. Picked up the Salina Central first.
And that's the way to keep your composure.
Yeah.
Don't crumble. And if they didn't make it, I was going to ask you, would you go for the field goal or not me? I'd keep going.
I'd go ahead and pound him.
Yeah, I would too. But now you got the ball at the 6-yard line, and you got 4 downs to go 6 yards. And he might have just done it right there.
You only need one.
You only need one right there, off tackle. Now that's what they wanted on the play before, but it wasn't there.
Right.
You follow that fullback lead and just get on Mr. McMullen's rear and you stay there.
I'm pretty much thinking you can almost get back on the bus and go on back to Great Bend.
We'll wait. Before I say that, I want to see what Central's defense will do first. If they give up a score, no. If the momentum can swing back over to Great Bend side of the field, well, the kick's good. So with 5:30 to go in this third quarter, you got a score of Salina Central 27, Great Bend 8. That's a 19-point lead.
Stu, you know how they say it, that I think the lady's winding up to sing that song.
Don't know yet. I'll wait. I'm going to hold off. The only reason I want to see what Central's defense does.
It's over.
If they hold, yes, I will say yes. If they don't hold, I won't say that. Because you can still get turnovers.
There's no way that if they come back and win this, that will be a terrible conversation I'll have with Coach Hall after the game.
I can guarantee it. And I can guarantee I wouldn't want to be there.
You're right. And neither would I.
Well, maybe you can talk about your realty business instead. Exchange recipes or something, you know. Gardening techniques.
Yeah.
Anything but football.
Yeah, that's right.
Here's Dane's kickoff. Take it about the 11.
Oh!
They missed him. He's going to carry it all the
Number
way
6.
And
That was the kicker.
Dane Hoffman, who got the tackle, undercut him. Well, that kind of offsets the his missed field goal and missed extra point. Him making a nice tackle like that.
Yeah, he made a nice tackle.
Because if not, he got a lot more yardage to go.
Oh, yeah. He may have been off to the races.
Well, let's see what Central's defense does. Quarterback keeper. Someone stayed home.
Good thing they did, boy.
I can't see who that is because he's in the midst of that pile. I knew it was a 4. I could see the 4. I couldn't see that second number. Well, he made a good play. He stayed home. He only gave up 3 yards. If not, he would have got more. But that was a good play by Mr. Wynn. I believe he's a defensive tackle. I got him.
Oh, it's on the outside, nowhere. I think he lost some yards there.
Yeah, Brandon Wynn is a defensive lineman. Well, no, they're going to mark him back line of scrimmage.
Wow.
Now I was noticing Brandon's 5'9", but 186. I would say he's got a little bit of muscle on him.
Yeah.
You're seeing more and more of these smaller, stronger, kind of cat-quick kids playing defensive linemen to try to shoot the gap. They're running the blitz.
Pass.
And there's a complete pass down inside the 45 of Central, down to the 44.
Well, you said, Stu, got to watch the defense, huh? Here I thought that they were winding up for the song and dance.
That defense wasn't too bad. That was just an excellently thrown ball. It was a little bit low, and the wide receiver went down and got it. He had 2 men on either side of him, but it was just well-thrown ball. Incomplete. And I'm telling you that that was not a well-thrown ball, and he's not consistent. The first half, I only think of one badly thrown ball that he had, and that was the intercept. I mean, he had an incomplete, but the incomplete he had in the first half was just off the guy's fingertips.
I was wondering how long it was going to take you to catch on to that one, Stu. Usually you point that out really quick.
Yeah, I've been kind of watching the line play. they're pulling their guards and things. It's quarterback draw. He's got enough for a first down.
That's that same play that they stuck in there the last time.
Yeah, and they only
that
got 2
time
yards.
he found a hole.
This time he found the hole.
Can't throw it, what do you do? Run it.
Run it. And just because you're in a passive formation doesn't mean you have to throw the ball.
That is correct.
I don't know who developed the draw play, but whoever did.
But why do we got, his number 13s, it must be, I thought he was quarterbacking for Great Bend.
We might
He
have
was. They've done changed quarterbacks. And he's caught in the backfield by number 45.
Mr. Wynn again.
Yep.
Well, Shane Wandra is the QB. He's a senior.
But now they got number 8 in at quarterback.
Number 8 is Jacob Murray. He's a sophomore.
Quarterback?
Yep.
Number 13 is out on he's playing the wide receiver.
Then maybe they might be in a Wildcat type thing. Unless they're down a wide receiver and they had to move him out to the wide receiver spot. Yeah, that's what they're done. He's gonna get some yards, but still not get back to the original line of scrimmage. They must have had a wide receiver go down. So they moved the senior quarterback out to the wide receivers and letting his sophomore. Now he might be a better running quarterback. He seems a little bit quicker.
Are they switching it?
Well, they're back to 13 again.
Yeah. So what are they doing? Bouncing around? Wildcat?
They're running Wildcat.
Yeah.
When it comes back to pass play, they're going back to 13. Intercept. Oh, he's still on his feet. He's still on his feet. All the way down inside the 35. They'll mark him down right at the 35.
Interception on the play. Number 7.
Javon Burst.
And that was a poorly thrown ball. That was a poorly thrown ball.
Stu, I think he's been throwing pretty bad.
No, he's had some nice passes. He's had some nice throws in this game. But I can't tell from here whether it's a feet issue, it's a mechanics issue, your throw and your release, or you're just not a good thrower. There's some people that just never develop, be able to hit a man.
Or the pressure.
Man. And the pressure can get you. But he had time to throw in that play. That might have been the nail. That play right there might have been the nail.
Wind her up, because it's time to go home.
I'll let her use my microphone if she needs it. you go find her, Charles. Tell her, here we go. I don't know why it always has to be the fat lady has to sing. Except if you looked at a lot of the opera singers back then, lady operas, they were big women.
And most of them could sing pretty good.
Nice fullback lead. He's going to take it down about the 25, short of 25. He's going to be about a yard short of first down. McMullen, just quick hitter. And that was a misconception they had for years, that your opera-headed singers had to be these big people. Well, they started having problems with heart problems and diabetes problems. Now they know that's not true, and they've gotten away from that. There's that double lead. He's got enough for the first, down inside the 20.
Well, 17 seconds left in the third quarter.
First down, Salina Central.
Or we could reminisce back to the days of Monday Night Football when what was the quarterback from Texas that didn't get along with Hal Cosell, and he starts singing "Turn Out Lights, the Party's Over."
Yeah.
And used to send Cosell right up the old wall.
Yeah.
Those who did not get along together. And that's probably the reason why everyone loved it.
Yeah. But sometimes old Howard, he had me wonder. He would say some of the wildest things.
He was a highly intellectual. If I'm right, he was an attorney, but he was highly intellectual, okay? And I heard someone talk about this years after his death. He thought that quarterback, the old Dallas quarterback, and right now I can see his face, can't remember his name.
Don Meredith.
No, Meredith. Frank Meredith played wide receiver and quarterback for the Giants. With it, this was Dandy Don something.
Oh.
And he thought that Don had taken one too many hits to the head. But everyone talked about this is the persona he put out. It turned out to be that this guy was really very highly intellectual, was very smart. He just played the old dumb country boy to get people off, throw people off. And that's why he could parry so well with Howard. Wow. Well, then they replaced him with Dan Deerdorf. And Dan Deerdorf, University of Michigan graduate, was intelligent. And now he would parry a little bit, but nothing like Maynard, Don Maynard. No, that's not it. Halfway home tonight in the car, I'll remember it.
Yeah, well, who it was. It's like they're lining up.
I'm not going to take
off to Dalton Peters.
He's going to be down inside the 15, down to about the 13. I'm not going to take time to get out my phone and look it up on the internet. They got something wrong with something.
Please put 11:52 back on the clock. 11:52, thank you.
You're welcome.
Hello? Hello?
Carrying the ball for the Mustangs on the last play was 33, Dalton Peters.
Meredith. That's his name, Meredith. I think he died a couple years back, cancer. Oh, there's that play.
Same
he should
one.
score. No, they're going to mark him just short. He should have carried it to the outside, I believe. If he had carried it to the outside, he would have scored. When he cut back into that sever layer.
What do we got? We got a quarterback keeper, or are we going to give it to the fullback?
I'd like to see the fullback get a touchdown. He needs to have a touchdown.
It's probably going to be Peters. And it is.
Touchdown. All right, you can start singing now there.
Yeah, party's over. Clocks don't even went haywire.
They are having troubles with the clocks, folks. We have 11 minutes, 88.8 seconds on the clock.
That last touchdown did her. Yeah. I think the clock is starting to sing.
They'll have to run the clock on the field. There you go. That's what you do, Dane. All right, well, with 11 minutes, 88.8 seconds on the clock, in the third quarter, should be fourth quarter, we got to score a last until 34, and Hayes showing 88 points. Now I dropped it down to 8.
You mean a great man. Hey, now they got it right.
11:14 on the clock and 8 points.
See, that clock went haywire once he crossed the field. It wanted to sing that song to him.
So we have a little bit of a Bermuda Triangle thing going on here in this north zone area. It was kind of funny, folks, to see it. I've seen stuff like that happen before. But if it does happen and it's permanent, the officials have a clock they keep on the field.
Yeah.
What hurts is, as a coach, you just don't know what's there. That's the bad thing. You just don't know what's there. Well, what I was going to say is, before the clock issue, this guy still came in from that right side, but Dane just stayed true, kept his head down and kicked it through. And the Royals just scored again. They scored a run at top of the 6th. They're up 2-0. Nice kick, all the way down to the 9-yard line. Ooh, he's gonna get up short of the 25. They're gonna get 25, but really he didn't get there. He should be about 24 and a half.
They gave him the 25.
They gave him the 25 though.
Tackle made by number 4,
Vance Johnson, one of the two. That's okay, Mr. Announcer. I've made a few mistakes tonight myself, so. Nobody's El Perfecto.
No.
Oh, nice
He's
penetration,
going nowhere.
Nice penetration. They were running that straight.
He was going nowhere.
And actually, as the guard pulled from this side, the linebacker ran right up, he was right behind him, and they had penetration from the left side to the left side of Great Bend's offensive line, and they stopped that for no gain. Oh, now they're getting penetration.
Whoa! Major loss we have here.
Is that number 11?
As the party's over.
Yeah, Travis Bigler. Oh, Landon Turner, I thought I saw 11. Landon Turner, he's a senior 5'10", 155-pound linebacker, and he read that perfectly. And that is an 8-yard loss.
The
say
party's
7.
over.
But where they've got it marked at on the 17, that's an 8-yard loss. They've got to get up to the 35.
Is that what you wanted to see out of that defense?
That's just what I want to see from the first series. I've wanted to see this.
Oh, trick play. Looks like
He's going to get sacked.
Did he make it up to the line of scrimmage?
It's going to be a loss of a yard. It's still going to be a sack, and now it's 4th, as my dad would say, a country mile. 4th and 19.
By number 35, Jacob Miles, and number 45, Brandon Wynn. Fourth and long for the Panthers.
And you see how much time he had to come out. That's because everybody was covered downfield.
Yeah.
That's where, as a quarterback, you just got to take off and go. And because he gave the defense a chance to get to him. You got to take off and go get what you can. And he didn't do that. They better watch out. They've got to they brought a lineman out and brought a defensive. There you go. There you go. Good job by Central. Brought out a defensive lineman, brought another defense back in to cover the uncovered wide receiver that was out there. They are throwing it, and it's incomplete. And he was open. He was open and would have had a first down.
Yeah, but that's not a good time to do that. I guess it is.
What'd you say, second quarter?
I know all stops are thrown out. Yeah, do whatever you got to do.
Yeah, and
wow.
Now you just gave the ball over in your 16.
I remember I used to hear that. Nah, 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 nah.
Yeah.
Nah, 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 nah. Hey, hey, hey. Goodbye.
Do we got the starter still in there? There's number 18. Who's number 18 again? Landon Turner?
Yep.
Carry the ball for the Mustangs. Number 19, Subdrive.
Oh, 19.
That was 19?
19, and that is the backup running back.
Huh.
Coach said he's a hard-nosed kid. He's a sophomore, 5'9", 150-pound running back. They said he's just a hard-nosed kid. He's not afraid to take it up and mix it in with the big people. All right, now he's watching the back, Judge. He's getting ready to start his 5-second count. There he goes. There's a keeper by the, or a quick hitter by the fullback. They're saying no. They're saying the ball was, the side judge says the ball was on the ground before they stripped it. So now it'll be first down and goal from the 4.
Carrying the ball for the Mustangs is number 44, Michael McMullen.
And maybe they're trying to give Mr. McMullen a score here. All right, he's waiting for the back judge again. Got his hand up. He starts a 5-second count. That's who they're going to give it to. Who he's going to give it to. He's going to be a half a yard short. I mean, he's about a football and a half length away from scoring. Problem is he got turned around. He was pushing himself backwards.
They're putting it on the 1 yard line.
That's not where he first came walking in. He was inside the 1 when this side judge over here came walking in.
Well, you got 2 downs to put it in there. What do you think? You can move it back to the 5 if you wanted to.
I think you're still going to give it to the to Mr. McMullen. There goes the 5-second count. And they did, touchdown. He got his touchdown. Senior fullback gets his touchdown. Well, and you love to see that the fullback gets a chance to score.
You got that score. You got the score, what, 40-8?
With this extra point here. Kick us up a good score of Salina Central 41, Great Bend 8. You got 6 minutes and 32 seconds on the clock.
You know what I think I would have did there? I would have picked it up and ran it in.
I would like to have seen him go for 2.
Right there.
The only reason I'm saying that, because you never know
when you're going to need to do that.
Well, you need to experience of that, whether it be next game or if you do make the playoffs, in the playoffs.
That's right.
And you're not trying to run up the score. You only talk about 1 point difference, but it's getting your team experience in every situation you possibly can.
And that's right.
Now, are we going to see the second team on the defense here?
Yeah, it wouldn't hurt. I don't think it would hurt at all. Might as well get them a little experience.
Yeah. My thought. Let's see what time is here. 8:52. Wow. I might be getting out of here kind of early. And here's a kickoff by Dane. High and deep, about the 12-yard line. He got past the first wave, and he's going to have the ball. Nice return up to about the 37-yard line. That's a little bit too much. Actually, the central cover men kept their lanes, but they all were tied up by blockers, and no one came over to assist. Well, South's up 35-7 over Newton. This would clinch a playoff for South, and if they win next week at Great Bend, they would clinch the district in the playoff. All right, now there was a nice tandem tackle. Someone got him low. I didn't see who it was, and as he was struggling to get more, someone, a linebacker or defensive end on this side of the line, came back.
They don't have all the starters in there now anymore.
No, I'm seeing that. I'm seeing new numbers. I'm kind of seeing a mixture.
Yeah, it's mixed up.
So what they're probably doing is they're playing some backups who get playoff time to spot the starter. So now they're letting them get, and then maybe next series, if there's another series for the defense, they'll go all second or third string. Oh, nice hit by Mr. Turner.
Carry the ball for the Panthers with number 1.
Now, I will say this. There's been some good hard hitting throughout this game.
Yeah.
We've seen guys spinning, flipped, and everything you could think of. Now, if y'all can see this, how the 2 wide receivers stand outside the huddle. That way, if they do have an extra man in the huddle, they can't say illegal substitution because not everybody's in the huddle.
Oh.
They're blitzing and underthrown. Now that was pressure. He's trying to roll to his left and being right-handed. You can't get your body turned around because you're having that pressure. There wasn't much chance to complete that pass. There wasn't much chance. He didn't have much chance.
So has he been throwing pretty good tonight, Stu, still?
He's had some good throws. He's also had some absolutely horrendous throws. That one, he bounced at the guy's feet, he wasn't
Wide open.
Wide open, and he wasn't being pressured. He had time to step and throw an accurate ball, and he didn't do it. And as a coach, that can just make a very long year for you.
Oh!
I don't know if he touched it or not. He did. That's going to be a fumble against Central. You're taught that if you're that far away, leave the ball alone. I can tell you right now, that's what he's being talked about. But the problem is, I think he's still out on the field.
That's Costelli.
That was Costelli.
It's going to be great man, 1st and 10 on the 27-yard line.
Royal scored again. They're up 3-0.
The ball was touched by Salina Central, recovered by Great Bend. First down, Great Bend.
Can we have the replay, please? Somebody throw the red flag. We want the replay. All right. Just straight following the double lead. Yeah, I saw that, and then they kind of bumped shoulders again afterwards. You saw that too. Would you say it's getting a little bit chippy out there?
You know how it is, Stu, when you get near the end of the game and you know it's already party's over.
And when you're getting beat bad.
Yeah.
You can get a chip on your shoulder.
That's right. At least I got a good lick in or two, and that ain't how we play football.
No, not if it's between whistles, that's fine.
Right.
But if it's after the whistle, no. Quarterback keeper. And he took it all the way down inside the 15. The linebackers went on that man going in motion. It didn't stay home. Ooh, quarterback keeper almost had him. Still on his feet. Down inside the 5. It'll be first down and goal to go from there.
That kid runs hard. Who's that number? Yeah, that Jacob Murray. He runs hard.
And that's the sophomore quarterback.
See, and that's what I'm telling you, Stu. A couple years, give him.
5'10", 160 pounds.
He'll be a senior.
If he can develop his arm to throw, you got to be a dual threat in high school football. You got to be able to throw the ball and throw the ball effectively. That helps your passing game. That also helps your game as a running quarterback too. He's keeping it. They should have had him behind the line of scrimmage. They missed him. They missed him, folks.
Tackle on the play made by number 4, Vance Johnson.
He's going to get it down to about the, looks like the 2-yard line. Yep, the 2.
Two.
Well, since they've gone to this Wildcat formation using the sophomore quarterback, they've actually moved the ball.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder why they didn't do it sooner. Especially when your starting quarterback was not connecting.
And they brought your starting quarterback back in and got out of the Wildcat. I'm not really understanding that.
Me neither. You've moved the ball with that formation. Stick with the formation.
Right.
You know, we talked before, it ain't broke, don't fix it. Touchdown. Just a quarterback keeper.
It's too late.
Touchdown, Great Bend.
Too late.
This is going to be a long season for Coach Crow. Thank goodness he's only got 1 game left. But the bad side, it's going to be against Salina South.
Not good.
No, not good. They almost got there. Both of them side by side almost got there. Well, the kick is good. So with 2 minutes and 41 seconds on the clock, you got to score Salina Central 41. Great Bend 15.
You know, Kansas City really needs to pull this one off for sure anyway.
If they win the home game there,
then they're back. They got it back, home field back.
Because there'll be 2 games left in San Francisco with 2 games left back in Kansas City.
They take the home field advantage back.
And if they take this opening game there's a very good chance there's now another game back in Kansas City.
There could be not another game in Kansas City.
Because, you know, with that bullpen, all they got to do is get that ball to the bullpen.
Oh, it done packed up already, huh?
Yeah, the Great Bend coaches have are heading down the steps with 2 minutes and 41 seconds
They must have heard the old singing I had for them. The party's
Hey guys,
over.
don't leave. He's going to sing for you. They started running then.
Yeah, I know. I see that. That's good.
Well, I guess it's what they call Phil time. And I've never met Phil.
You haven't?
No, I haven't. I looked it up. Phil and time. Didn't see anything.
Oh!
They got it. The first guy from Central missed it. All right, your starting defense go back out there? I would.
They're leaving some of them out there.
I would want to stop them and not let them get them. Oh, those were the Central coaches that came down. That wasn't Great Bend. That was Central.
Oh, it was.
Yep, they sure was. Oh, that was nowhere even close. Now we have a little bit of a win now, but not
Come
that
on,
much.
Stu.
Not that much. That first of all looked like a wounded duck. There was more wobble than spiral. And that was a good 8 yards away from, or more, from where even the defense man who was trailing it couldn't even get close to it.
Now that's the Stu I know. He knows when that quarterback's not doing it right.
Well, I started my career playing quarterback, so I had some good. Oh, nice. See now, that was really set up. Someone short, let the people go long.
Pass complete from Wandra to Hustleton. Tackle on the play made by number 18.
And Mr. Wandra is a senior. I don't think he's going to be playing quarterback next year on Saturday. He looks like a good athlete. He might be a defensive back. You know, a lot of QBs have done switch to defensive back or wide receiver. Or in the case of Denard Robinson, Michigan, he's now the starting tailback for whoever, the Carolina or Jacksonville, whoever he plays for. And last week for him, he had a big game.
Wow. Well,
he got 4th and a long 2. The double lead, he ain't going to get it. Central would take over right there, right at the 40.
Tackle in the backfield made by number 27, Zane Heigl.
what do you do now?
That wasn't even a serious threat to score. That was terrible, folks. I mean, that was terrible. I mean, you did an onside kick, you do an onside kick to score. So you try to do another onside kick and pull off the improbable. There should have been 4 attempts at the end zone. None is correct.
Oh, your one pass.
Yeah, but that wasn't that. And the completed pass didn't even go for a first down.
No. But that was a good pass.
Central called timeout for some reason.
Timeout, Salina Central. First charge of the half.
Now, I don't know if that's because the backfield judge had started his 5-second count and Central wasn't ready to go. Because once he gets under center, he calls something, then everyone goes down to a 3-point stance, then he starts to count. I would say when he gets under center, they should already be into the 3-point stance. Because I know Coach Hall is not calling for a long pass into the end zone, run up a score.
That's what we need. So we can turn out the lights.
Well, not till we got everyone out of the stands so no one falls. Everyone's in their car safely. We don't need any lawsuits.
Oh.
And that's just hang on to the ball.
That's probably the best tackle they made all day.
The Mustangs was number 14, Connor Martin.
Connor Martin, no, that's third string tailback. I mean, now we're getting some people getting some snaps.
Yeah.
Which is nice. This does prepare, you know, it's 2 or 3 here, 2 or 3 there. That does give you some experience. Gives you a chance to get that varsity letter.
Yeah.
And gives him experience for next year. A pitch. Oh my goodness. Nice run by Mr. Martin, all the way up to about the 50-yard line. I don't think I'd be pitching the ball in this time of the game. It's going to be a straight handoff. I don't want a chance for anything to go wrong.
What can go wrong, Stu? I don't see where we could leave it.
I just.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. But I'm saying that to this point, I don't see.
I'm going to use a saying of Henry Ford. The least amount of moving parts you have in a car, the least chance you have for something to go wrong. The least times you hand off the ball to somebody or exchange of a ball, the least chances you have for something to go wrong.
That is right. That's a very true statement.
And that is the game. And we have a final score, Salina Central 41, Great Bend 15, and we'll see you at the postgame show. Welcome to the postgame show, and we're sitting at a final score of Salina Central 41, Great Bend 15. Great Bend scored here with a couple of minutes on the clock to kind of make it not as bad as it was.
Right.
This was a dominating win by Central, but not as dominating as I expected, and I would say not as dominating as Coach Hall would have liked.
No, it wasn't as dominating as they would like, but the indication on the scoreboard, it's not good for Great Bend. But they did have some promising things occur. The sophomore quarterback coming in and running the Wildcat offense. That's a highlight.
Yeah, he's quicker than the senior quarterback, and he didn't throw it, so I don't know what kind of arm he has. I would say hopefully it's got to be somewhat better than the senior quarterback because he was erratic.
Yeah.
That's putting it nicely. He was erratic. He had some good throws. He had some throws that like they weren't even in the ballpark. They were foul balls. I mean, unbelievable. And I mean, guy totally open. He was under no duress. He bounced the ball about 5 yards in front of him.
Yeah.
And when you do that and you can't put up a consistent passing game, the defenses can cheat to shut down your run game.
Yeah, the thing is, their defense kept the offense going. I mean, kept their own offense off the field because the defense spent a lot of time on the field for Great Bend.
Yep.
And when you do that, the defense was tired. I mean, you could see it as they were just plowing through. We had, the second string or third string in there, and they're still gaining 5 yards. You know there's issues.
Yeah, but I did like it when they brought in, and I did not notice they brought him in, you did, that they had brought in the sophomore quarterback, but then I really realized that's why they were doing the Wildcat. He's quicker. Now, if he can develop a decent throwing arm, I mean, and he's a sophomore.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's your senior, but next game is going to be your last game of the year because you're not going to make the playoffs. Give him some more touches.
Yeah.
Give him some series where he can get out and run and build some experience and confidence for next year.
And I wouldn't even be above starting him. I mean, what do you got? It's just like we said earlier when I was talking to you earlier, and I said, you throw it all in. Let's throw it all at them. Everything we can, let's throw it at them.
And I would say that, but you also want to be faithful to your senior who's been in the program for 4 years. Maybe let him start, but let him rotate series. Now Central is back in the driver's seat. They were not in the driver's seat after the loss to South. Now they're back in the driver's seat. South's clinched the playoff by beating Newton in Newton. And then South's going to go play this team in Great Bend at Great Bend. So they should win and take district. Central's got to come next week. It's got to come with an attitude on their shoulder that they're walking off this field with the victory, and that's all they're
all guns open, everything.
Yep.
They got to come in strong, hit hard, and they specialize in that, hitting hard, driving the ball down the field. That's what they do.
And the defense, I believe, has got to come out and play harder or play more effectively in that first half, especially in that first quarter. You got to do that against Newton, and you've got to take the life out of them early, and as the old coach say, put that foot on the throat and don't let up.
Yeah, I think Javon Verse, he had a good game today. Vance Johnson had a good game today. Costelli had a good game today. I mean, several, except for that touch on that kickoff.
Yep.
Or that punt. Was that a punt or?
That was a punt.
That punt. Other than that.
And there were some mistakes Central has made out here, which also helped to keep the score not as lopsided as it should have been. Those things would be cleaned up. And that's what the Central coaches do. They'll get on, they'll look the film over tomorrow. They'll start actually tonight, go over this game, and then starting either tomorrow or Sunday, they'll start breaking down Newton, which they probably have already started that. So, but there's things that Central can clean up, and they got to get cleaned up because if they win against Newton, they're in the playoffs. It means they'll have to travel, and they've got to get those cleaned up so they can go and see if they can get on to the second round of the playoffs. But right now, one game at a time, the old Bill Snyder mantra, one game at a time. Win the next game. And that's what Central's model's got to be now. Forget about Great Bend. It's Newton coming into your home, and they got to protect the home field.
That's right. That's what they got. Straight ahead. Newton.
Well, folks, we thank you for watching Salina Access TV Front Half Football. This is Week 8. You will see Charles as he interviews Coach Hall. I'm off to work, and I will see you next week. Thank you for watching, and have a good week.
Welcome to the post-game show. I'm here with Coach Hall. Coach Hall, you had a great win tonight.
Yeah, it was. It was good. We needed to bounce back, and did so in a big way.
And I think I was up there talking to Stu, and you guys were hitting on all cylinders. I think there's a couple of things maybe the defense could have done a little bit better, but with only 8 points on the board, there's not much you can say.
Yeah, offensively, we failed to score on the one drive in the first half, and I was pretty upset at halftime because there was no reason in that situation for us to not score. And but we were pretty efficient after that and took care of the ball, and that was really the difference. Last week we had 2 turnovers. This week we got 2 turnovers. We took it away twice. And got good return yardage by Javon on both interceptions, and really was a big difference and a momentum swinger in our favor.
And it looked like you guys were playing that I call it that central smash mouth football where you just pound the ball at them.
Yeah, and then it's a little bit tricky with their defense. They stunt and do some good things over there, and sometimes they guess right. And I think more often than not, we were still able to block people. Sometimes we didn't get the push that we wanted, but you got to give them credit too for practicing all week and trying to prepare hard to win a game.
Yeah, I was really surprised when they went out there and scored the 2 points after they scored that touchdown. I said, boy, we're going to be in for a battle here.
Yeah, and that was a breakdown. We have that guy accounted for. We just didn't play our responsibility, so that's a little bit frustrating, but we'll get that taken care of.
Well, it looked like you took care of it tonight. I didn't see that happening anymore like that anymore. Coach, who do you have next week?
Newton. Yep.
So are you getting ready to hit the films with them? Or?
Yeah, certainly. We'll start breaking down this film tonight, doing stats, and watch it for evaluation purposes. And after we get done with that, I'll start watching Newton.
Coach, I'd like to thank you for coming on the post-game show. And great win, Coach.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
All right.
Mowry Clinic provides the Salina community with a comprehensive spectrum of services delivered with compassion and sensitivity. We strive to create a partnership with our patients that promotes health and well-being in all phases of life. We care about our patients, we care about providing quality health care services, and we care about our community. Chances are you know many of us because Mowry Clinic physicians live in Salina. We are coaches for youth sports teams and leaders for Boy Scouts and 4-H. We offer time, talent, and financial support to a variety of community events and charities. Our children attend school with your children. Our families attend worship services with your families. And we are proud to call Salina home. We have a vested interest in the success of this community, and we remain committed to an independent practice model that promotes our proud heritage and philosophy to provide quality medical care centered on the relationship between each patient and the physician of their choice. You have a choice for your medical care. Choose a doctor dedicated to the pursuit of excellence in healthcare services. Choose Mowry Clinic.
What did that mean? Minor surgery? Not to me, it wasn't. I'm no risk taker. That's why I chose to have my surgery at Salina Regional. I wanted all the resources of a full-service hospital available to me. Just in case.
It's your choice where to go for surgery. Salina Regional Health Center, here for all your surgery needs.
The friendly staff at Salina Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Clinic, located at 523 South Santa Fe, are always welcoming new patients to serve in the areas of sports medicine, total joint care, and more. You can contact the office at 785-823-7213 or toll free at 1-866-406-4141.